once again, back to Motor 1. Oh, well. 6 and 7-year-old young lady, Joanna, Karen, and Elizabeth. Let's see if Joanna can triple out, as they say, get 3 out of 3. She's starting out the gate first. Young Elizabeth riding better with every moto. She's out there in second place. And Karen Harvey not too far back in third. But young Karen tends to leave her efforts to near the end, where she makes a spurt and catches up. That's how she did it in the previous 2 motos. But young Joanna in the lead at the moment. Elizabeth there riding well in second place. And Karen Harvey not too many distances behind there in third. But there she goes, up in the second already. Well done, young Karen. But give some encouragement to young Elizabeth, who's riding very well. But now there, let's not forget the leader, going to triple out, as you say, Joanna Pack, the one just over the bike, going to make it 3 out of 3. Right on, Joanna. And it's Karen from Elizabeth, coming round the final berm. Young Karen takes the time, but once she gets going, she really does put on the power. Here she goes now, sitting down, right and close to the finish, right getting second. And a lot of credit to young Elizabeth Barnes there, who rode extremely well and tries from the word go. Well done, you two ladies, very good. Alright, we're on the short track now for these young 3 and 4-year-olds. Benny's having a roommate with the plastic on. Here we go, the young one again, Jonathan Koch, really flying. I love that sight of him coming down that start hill and approaching that first bull jump. He really does fly, and he's out there in second place again, chasing Gary Oliver. So it's Gary Oliver from young Jonathan Koch there, and Dominic Warner in third place. Bad luck of young Jonathan Koch, just slipped out, but Uncle Jimmy's there to pick him up and look after him, dust him down, make sure he's okay, straighten the bike out. Those people running on the track, again, are people who are trying to help him out, but young Gary Oliver wins that nicely. I think Dominic Warner is going to get the second place, but young Jonathan Koch there really deserves a lot of applause. Horrendous crash he took there, but here he goes on his little 16-inch bike, really trying hard, and a joy to see that young man. We'll have to see him ride down here. Well done. Are you alright, Jim? Yeah, Penny's got a wooden leg back on now, so she's okay, but you can probably get her hand as she comes down then. Right, here we go then. 8 to 9-year-old young ladies. Long track, long way around for them. Moto 3. Alexander Warner, Michelle Bourne, young Dolly, Fiona Bowles, and Sarah Beek, and it's Dolly. Dolly Bourne, as they say, leading this one. Alexander Warner, I can see there in second place. Fiona Bowles third, Sarah Beek third, but they're all nicely bunched, nicely close. Dolly just beginning to pull away just a little bit from young Alexander. Young third, and Sarah still trying her and closing the gap just there in third place. But a lot of encouragement to her, and they're really trying. But here we go, and Dolly getting a little bit closer as young Alexander. She's really caught up. Young Dolly having a little look behind her, and she sees Alexander right up her rear wheel. Come on, Alex, you can really try. Here we go, racer. Michelle Bourne then trying to get her off Alexander Warner. Alexander Warner trying to close up the gap, and it's very, very close. I think Michelle just hung on from Alex on the line with young third, Sarah fourth. Right, back to the short track for this mighty midget fan, 5-year-old time. You see Danny on the inside, Danny Foreman. Really get out the gate there very, very well. But I think that's Carl Bond leading this one. Danny Stillman just easing up a little bit over that. Very good jump. He's there in full place. But it's Carl, I think, coming around there leading this one. And Scott Pettican there in second. 1-1-4, Kevin Miles is third. And Danny third. They're really trying hard. Lots of guys giving lots of rides. Plenty of encouragement all the way round, and they're really responding by riding their little hard self. Here he comes in, Carl Bond from Scott Pettican, 1 and 2. And we've got Kevin Miles and Danny Stillman having a thrash there for third and fourth place with Tom Darwin there in 5. But Carl's going to win that one nicely from number 4, I think that was Kevin Miles. Well done. Just a good bit of riding there from young Carl, and great encouragement to all the other guys. Scott Pettican there rode very well to get up in a second. Bottom 5, 10 to 11-year-old young ladies. Sarah, Kim, Rachel, and Joanne, who has had 2 out of 2 so far. Both goes down is good, even break. There's Joanne already leading this one from Rachel Donovan, but now Kimball's picking up from 3rd, up there into 2nd place. Going to pedal all the way around this bend, trying to get on the inside and catch up with Joanne. But Joanne has it at the moment from Kim, from Rachel and Sarah. That's how they're going to go. But look at this young lady, Joanne, beginning to pull away, coming into the 2nd bend, leading the other 3 almost to dead. She really is riding very, very well. Now it's on the number 10. Joanne Stevens then coming up as penultimate straight. Kim Moss there is 2nd, Rachel Donovan 3rd, and Sarah Strong in a good 4th place. Here they come. She's going to triple out, 3 out of 3 this young lady. Joanne Stevens then all the way. But we've got a good spread here. Kim Moss and Rachel Donovan for 2nd and 3rd. Kim just got the advantage at the moment. I think she's going to hang on to it. Well done. Joanne Stevens, Kim Moss, Rachel Donovan, Sarah Strong. Number 6, and it's the 6-year-olds. We've got Ross, Mark, Gary, and Nikki. Way to go then, and who's out the gate first? It looks like number 2. And would you believe it? We don't have a number 2. So, Derek's thinking let them there. It looks like Ross Silver there in 2nd place. There's number 19, Mark Oliver. Mark Oliver, I don't know where I got number 3 from, but it looks like that's where it's me. Mark Oliver from Ross, from Gary and Nikki. 1, 2 and 3 at the moment, but they'll pick them up as they come round there. And coming round there is number 19, Mark Oliver, leading nicely from Nicky Petro, Gary Harvey, Ross Seawood there in 4th. We've got a good ride. Young man really trying hard. Young Nicky really putting his teeth and swaying from side to side, trying to get on turn. And here we come in. Mark Oliver really having a scrap. Nicky Petro trying to catch up, and he's closing up the gap. And young Mark is hanging on there. Nicky's going the other side of him. Oh, it's close. And Gary Harvey's going to get 3rd place for sure. But Ross Seawood there in 4th place. But who won that one is anyone's guess. It may well have been Nicky, or it may well, I think, just have been Mark Oliver on the line. There we go then, Maple 7, still with the 6s. Right, Stuart Gates well this time. This is his best motor. Oh, one young man, Russell McSharry, slipping his pedals and sitting on the crossbar, but he's regained his composure and hanging on to 3rd place. So it's Lewis Stewart there, hanging on there. Aaron Sattler is in 2nd place. Russell McSharry 3rd. So Lewis, who's got just a little bit better, getting a little bit more used to this track now, and good rider of the years, he's managing to pick up and hang on to the lead in this one. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't come out and win the final. Lewis Stewart then from Blackmore Bats, leading this one very nicely. Aaron Sattler there in 2nd place, Russell McSharry 3rd. I think that's how we're going to finish 1, 2 and 3. Lewis from Aaron and Russell, and it looks like Quinn Bowie, I think, just going to hang on to 4th place from Sean Siren. Young lady time in 12 to 14, they are proper young ladies. These girls are Tracy, Michelle, Emma, Kim, and Sarah. Down there we go, Tracy Fiend, it's a cracking day this time, and he's just hanging on to it. She really wants to go. Kim Batchford up there with it. These 2 fine young lady riders really have got a lot of power and further mixed forwards. Kim Batchford rode right round the outside on that one and really going 4 or 5 lengths. But Tracy's hanging on in there. She wants to come back and she wants to win this moto as well as win. But will she catch the flying Kim Batchford? Look at this young lady go. She really is very fast. Kim Batchford then from Tracy Bean, from Emma Barlow, 1, 2 and 3. They really are flying. So these girls, I think, will give some of the boys a really good race. Look at them. Kim Batchford good there from Tracy, from Emma, and I think that's Mitchell Reagan there in first place. That's the way they're going to finish. Okay, don't forget this smashing BMX bike on top of the garage and some wonderful cash prizes. The young ladies from the evening, Argus and Lita, are on their way round with some raffle tickets. They're only going to look at me and say please, and I'll buy anything from them, I'm sure. Go and see me later. Right, here we go then. Brother of Matt, that's brother of Lewis Rudder, Matt Stewart, that is, leading this one nicely, as it is. Certainly, Matt Stewart, Carl Bakey left secondary there in third place, and that's the number one rider of Darren Hurley. I've got him down as 41. I wonder if that should be A1. Darren Hurley, at last we found out that young man's name. He's certainly a good rider, but he's chasing Matt Stewart from Buckmore Badge to himself. He's a tremendous rider, and he's got a triple out. Well done, Matt. Matt Stewart from Darren Hurley, Carl Baker there in third place. Well done, all of you. But Jimmy, wave your hand, there's two young ladies up and away in your pretty balloons or something, I don't know, near enough the word, but please buy some raffle tickets from our lovely sponsors, the Evening Harvest, whatever their lovely sponsors, certainly lovely young ladies coming around on behalf of our sponsors, and I don't know to be down and buying some. Dean Kennedy leading this one nicely there. Gary Fulton, who's second. He's coming under pressure there from Matthew Kerr, and young Tim Stern, I think that is there in fourth place, having another good ride. He's certainly enjoying himself today. Dean, here he comes. I think he's going to triple out, certainly riding well. And young Gary Fulton riding better and better, with so too Matthew Kerr. These three just pulling away a little bit from young Tim, but they're all certainly having a lot of fun. Here we go then. Dean Kennedy going to win this one. Gary Fulton coming under a little bit of pressure from Matthew Kerr, but I think Gary's just going to hang on at the line. So it's Gary in the pink and black there, getting second place to Dean Kennedy. Right, here we go. Motor 11, Jimmy's favourites, girls 14 to 15-year-olds. And it's Kate Miles from the Bombers, that's the young lady there in the pink and white trousers, she's in the lead. And Sharon Johnson from Ada Races riding under SE8s, and that's Sharon in the Suzuki gear. So, coming round past Jimmy, who gives him a lovely little ride in the ring, and I'm sure they didn't see either of that one. And Kate's, I think Kate's going to get 3 out of 3 if she hangs on to her bike coming around the final berm. But certainly looking nice in the pink and white, and the white top there. Looks like long blonde hair flying under the helmet. Kate Miles is going to win from the Suzuki rider, Sharon Johnson from Ada Races. Okay, 12, 8-year-olds, certainly competitive age group this time. This group, we had a great ride last time between James, Lee and Gareth. I think Gareth just got to the line in the end, but it's James and Gareth again, really gating very, very well. Gareth has just the edge over James, and Lee trying and ride round the right outside as well. But Gareth looking over his shoulder, and what do we see? He sees James and Lee hard and close up behind him. Lee was hitting the ropes a little bit hard, but James rode them very, very well indeed. And here they come, Gareth and James from Lee. They're really giving us a lot of entertainment, these three young guys. Really a final this race. James going to ride around the outside of him. Now he's going to try and duck on the inside. He hasn't quite got it though. And it's Gareth beginning to put the pedal down now and just pull away from James, who's trying his hardest right to the line. Lee Sanders catch there, going to hang on to third place. Well done, you three. Very, very good riding. Mr. Bob. Okay, 13. Paul White from Team Young. Paul Satchel from Petersfield. Simon will beaten from 8 races. Paul Harvey from Blackpool Bats. And Lee Rose from Bexhill. And Lee Rose on the inside. The gate is just a little bit slower than the other guys, but has got a little bit more speed. And from third or fourth place on the gate, he's already up there in lead. But Paul Harvey's going to try and get up on the inside, and he does. He could. Lee Rose napping there. What a great bit of riding from young Paul. Well done. So Paul Harvey really riding very, very well. Typical side-to-side battle, but now Lee Rose beginning to pick up and pull back. Paul right there in third place, riding extremely well for his team Youngs in third there. But here we go, Lee Rose just beginning to pull away from Paul Harvey, who really has ridden very, very well. Paul White going to hang on to the third place, although he might just, no, Paul's going to hang on the second. Paul White there, third place. Good riding, you fellas. Well done. Okay, motor 15, through the time, and we're down to 3. Stephen Bond isn't there. Perhaps he's had to pull from M, but we'll find out. But certainly it's Kevin Barker leading from Mike Callan and Lawrence Edwards there in third. So the three of them, not too many bikes lengths apart, so we may have a race on our hands here with Kevin Barker is leading then. Mike Callan chasing him hard, and Lawrence Edwards says, I'm setting the third, why not? So here we go then, 31, Kevin chased hard there by Mike Callan. Kevin from Mike, I think that's the way they're going to finish, and indeed it is, pulling up, showering pedals all over the place.
John, have you got anything?
Moto 15 then, the 9-year-olds, Grant Hurley, Daniel Roberts, Jess Bailey, Ben Stern, and Daring. Let's see if they can triple out. Certainly goats that one very well. Darren Driscoll then leading, coming up with the first speed jump. His dad's certainly going to be very, very pleased with him today. And here he goes then, Darren Driscoll riding, leading from Daniel Roberts, the Ada Races rider. So Darren from that little known club up near Chatham called Blackmore Bats. I have to give him a little plug because no one else will. Here we go then, Darren from Blackmore leading this one nicely. Daniel Roberts from Ada in second. Third is Jess Bailey from the Bombers. 4 is Ben Stern from the Bombers. And 5 is, I think that's Grant Hurley from Ada Races. But Darren, here we go, Jimmy's going to triple out. Well done, young man. Darren Driscoll from Blackmore Bats wins that one nicely and makes it 3 out of 3. Right, here we go, Moto 16, 9-year-olds, very competitive age group. We've got some good riders here. Lee Adams from Runnymede, Joe Quinn from Hounslow, Jeff Peach from Harvington, Tyrone Stoner from Bombers, David Wimbush from Sutherland, and Damien Morris representing Team Renham Cycles. And Damien on the inside gets a good gate, but Tyrone Stoner on the right outside is there challenging. So too is Joe Quinn and Jeff Peach. They're all up there having a go, but Damien has it at the moment. Damien from Team Renham. Tyrone Stoner from the Bombers is chasing him hard. Jeff Peach there from Harvington in third place on the pink bike. Brother of the green one, I suppose you could call it. But here we go, Damien coming under a little bit of pressure from Tyrone. But Damien head down, gritting his teeth. He wants to hang on to the inside line of this final berm. No, he don't. He's going to sit down and say, oh, I've had enough for this one. But Tyrone Stoner then going to pull away. Damien coming under pressure now from young Jeffrey Peach. And Jeffrey's going to get up there and just snatch the second place there on the line. Well done. So we had all this well there for the final, Steve. Let's wish them all a lot of luck. Moto 17, 10-year-olds, Nicky Toro, Wally Pack, Kevin Moses, Daniel Naylor, Dan Beaton and Lee Brand. And we had a good race between Lee and Wally in the last motor, but Lee somehow didn't get a good gate that time, which is quite unusual for him. It's powering his way up now into second place. There's one young lad, I think that's Dan, but he just slips himself down there. But let's hope he's going to be okay. Number 4, that was Dan the Beaton who stepped out. But Wally Pack from O2 Cycles and 8 Races, leading this one nicely. Lee Brand now in second place from Buckmore Vats. Third is Nicky Turrell from the Bombers, who's closing up on Lee Brand, but I think Lee's going to put the power down, is he, and try and hang on to his second place. Certainly Wally's away in the lead. Wally back. Come on, Lee, you're getting cold. Lee Brand now being chased by those other 2 riders, but he's just going to hang on. Lee Brand from Buckmore, second place to Wally back. Alright, we're fighting with the wind up here. The natural wind, that is, not any other sort of variety. Motor 18, 10-year-old time. David Hall, Darren Abbott, David Hall from the Bombers, Darren Abbott from Buckmore, Keith Miles from the Bombers, Neil Bourne from Edwards Factory team, Lee Morris from Buckmore, and Alan Syred from the Bombers. That's Neil Bourne and Lee Morris, 1 and 2 at the moment. These 2 young riders certainly gave us a lot of fun in the other motos. David Hall, I can see there on the CW gear in 3rd place, and the Hot Wheels splendid rider. Hot stuff is it, that young man. Darren Abbott, the other Buckmore rider, there in 3rd. So it's Neil Bourne from the 2 Buckmore riders, Lee Morris and Darren Abbott there in 2nd and 3rd place. Will they be able to challenge young Neil and get up into the 1st place? Because young Neil is certainly riding very, very well. So too is Lee and Darren, though. And that's the way they're going to finish. Neil, Lee and Darren Abbott. So it all goes well for the final for the 10-year-olds, because we've got some good riders in there. Moto 19 man, 11-year-old time. Very often, so we're missing young Howard McConnell, who had that horrendous crash over the ropes. Let's certainly hope he's going to be okay and not too many days away from racing again. Darrell Hannah then leading this one from Brigden and Ricky Bellington, 1, 2 and 3. Passing the young Junior Driscoll Marshall there, resplendent in his Bombers green jacket and giving us a wave. 2 of them. And Darrell Hannah then, this young man who is going to triple out, I think, win this one 3 out of 3. Darrell Hannah then from Luke Brigden and Ricky Bollington going to come home in the 3rd place. Moto 19A, still with the elephants. Ryan Joy, Trevor Johnson, Nicky Morris, Simon LeBrook, Zachary Parsons. There's 2 from Ada, 1 from the Bombers, 1 from Bexhill, and the young man leading this one from Buckmore Bats is Nicky Morris. So young nose is Ryan Joy. Nicky will give me stick for that. Nicky has you in 2nd place after the drum again. And there's Trevor Johnson there in 3rd place. His dad will probably give him as much stick as well. But we're going to find all these guys, so probably just going to take themselves nice and easy all the way around here. Ryan Joy then from Nicky Morris, 3rd place is Trevor Johnson, 4 at the moment is Zachary Parsons, and 5 coming up there hard is Simon LeBrook. But here we go then, Ryan from Nicky, that's the 1 and 2, 3rd place is going to go to Trevor Johnson. And the other guys fighting it out, coming down here, we've got Zachary and Simon. Moto 20, 12-year-old, Adrian, Paul, Alan, Luke, Mark, and Neil, and that's Alan Peach on the green meanie out there in the lead. This young man certainly flies, as does his brother Jeff, but this young man now being traced and harassed by Adrian Tassel. It's the 2 O's, Adrian and Alan, 1 and 2. Alan has the lead just for the moment, but Adrian coming back and challenging hard. That's Neil Brady there in 3rd place, having a great scrap with Luke Rudman. But here we go, Adrian and Alan. Alan has it at the moment in the green. Adrian going to come back and try and get first place, but he's going to have to settle for second, and Luke Rubman's going to hang on just to get that third place. Model 21, 12-year-olds, Lawrence Edwards from Hounslow, Spencer Franklin from Ada, Mark Driscoll from Buckle Sean Cave and Michael Shepherd from the Bombers. And flying out there in the lead, we've got, thank you, young man whose number we haven't wrote down, but Derek says Lawrence Edwards from Hounslow, 109E. Really riding his finger off. Spencer Franklin now in third place. Mark Driscoll is a little bit slow away, he's there in third place at the moment, but he's been separated there by Sean Cave, who's third. So Lawrence Edwards leading then. Spencer Franklin second, Sean Cave third, Mark Driscoll fourth, Michael Shepherd five, and they could well stay like that unless Mark makes a spurt. Lawrence then coming down there. Spencer's after him, Sean's after him, and Mark's going to come in first. But those first three going to stay like that at the finish. Alright, we're already in for Moto 22, 12-year-olds. Mark Kenwood, Jason Berry, Spencer Mills, Simon Film, all from the Bombers. Adam Masters from Ada and Anthony Fish from Harvington. And getting out the gates, not too hard, but beginning to pick up. And as I said there, he sits down, is Anthony Fish. And this young man probably hanging on to the final. But Jason Berry is who's winning from Simon Film in third place. Split those two now as Anthony Fish is riding really, really well. Come on, Mark, so Derek, give your finger. I don't know if you can hear me, but Mark Kenwood is there back in fifth place. Jason Berry and Anthony Fish hard all the way, and he's also behind Simon Field. But here we go then, number one, Jason Berry, Anthony Fish, Simon Field, Adam Masters, Mark Kenwood, and Spencer. Moto 23 at my age. 13-year-old Andy Paul Smith, Ron G, Matthew Leggett, Keith Dooley, Gary Language, Lawrence, and Matthew Leggett, unusually for him, just a little bit slow out of the gate there, but these guys have got a final, so obviously he's riding himself. But Paul Smith leading this one from Keith Dooley, and well, he drew the oblige, as did Paddy Dooley in the previous two motos earlier on. But here we go then, Keith Dooley now up in the first place from Paul Smith, already riding hard. So Keith really doing extremely well there. Keith Dooley riding well, Paul Smith, young man is number plate we can't pick out in third place. Ron G, thank you Derek, Matthew Leggett there in four, that's how they finish. Moto 24, still with the 13s. Jamie Long, Teddy Cook, Matthew Duncan, Scott Wilkins, Simon Abbott, and quite a good even break by all of them. A little ginger over that speed jump, but coming down there is Jamie Long, leading this one nicely. Scott Wilkins trying to get some turbo on and catch him up, but flattens the jump out on that look there and doesn't really gain too much. But here we go then. 298, Jamie Long leading this one nicely from Scott Welcome. Kevin Cook there with the tiger tail hanging under his helmet in third place. Jamie then from Scott, but Kevin Cook trying to come back and give him some work. Matthew Duncan's going to have to settle, I think, for fourth place. And Simon Abbott, I think that is in five. Moto 25, Ian, Brendan, Ian and Dick. And as you're watching the BMX racing, don't forget these two lovely young ladies who spent in their evening Argus red outfits with their balloons, selling the raffle tickets for this BMX bike and lovely cash prizes, 50 pence a strip, and you'll get a balloon as well as the chance to win a prize as these riders fight and scrap their way. Brendan Cook